if this is a one quarterback league and I'm only starting 15, or I only have 15 roster spots, I want one quarterback and one quarterback only. The same goes for tight end, kicker, and defense. So now that I have my quarterback, I'm basically ignoring it. I almost don't even care who's available. Regardless of who it is, regardless of who's available in the 15th, they're just not, it's a waste of a roster space, okay? So we're ignoring quarterback at this point. Now, running backs, the best available running backs, at least according to Sleeper's ADP, we're talking about guys like Trey Benson, Tyjae Spears, Brian Robinson, not necessarily guys that move the needle. At tight end, Dallas Goedert is the best available tight end, and that is also the same in Basement Brood Fantasy Football's draft guide. We're looking at Dallas Goedert as the best possible tight end, and we still need a tight end. Candidly, if this was a best ball draft, and in a best ball draft, you can't add players, you can't drop players, you must draft multiple of every position because there are no adds, drops, or waivers. So if this was a best ball draft, I would 100% be considering Dallas Goedert with this selection as my number one tight end. He's going to have some big weeks in that Philadelphia Eagles offense. However, this is not a best ball draft. This is a redraft where I have to set lineups every single week. I have to try and predict and figure out which weeks Dallas Goedert is going to go off versus which weeks he's probably going to have a down week. And because of that, he's a much more appetizing best ball pick where you know he's going to have big weeks, but he's going to be much more frustrating in redraft leagues. And if I know for a fact I'm not going to be starting Dallas Goedert every single week, and more likely than not, Dallas Goedert is not going to be the guy that's getting you 10 points at the tight end position every single week. He's probably going to frustrate fantasy managers that are forced to rely on him in 2024. I would rather pass on Goedert in this case and keep stacking up at those money-making positions of running back and wide receiver. Now, we talked about running back. None of these guys are needle movers. Trey Benson, Tyjae Spears, Brian Robinson, none of those guys really move the needle. They're not big-time difference makers, although Trey Benson carries some big-time upside if something happens to James Conner. Tyjae Spears should be standalone flex playable in PPR leagues specifically, and he could come into some bigger value if anything happens to Tony Pollard. But the fact that Christian Watson, a guy that goes in the middle of the 6th round in competitive best ball drafts, a guy that we've seen insane upside. We've seen some mouth-watering upside from Christian Watson in the past. We know it exists. A guy that apparently has found the root cause of his hamstring issues and appears to be 100% full go in a high-powered Green Bay Packers offense that's trending in the right direction. This is a guy that's available in the middle of the 9th round. We need to stop that slide right here, right now.